You'll want to continue to avoid downtown Kansas City for one more day. There are more than a dozen highway ramp closures on the downtown loop. That's where we find 41 Action News reporter Jordan Betts. She's live at the bridge with updates on the project. Jordan?
Hey, good morning, Tom. More people continue to, what it looks like is they're going down here in this ramp. They see that South 35 near Wichita is closed. As you can see, there's a car that's coming down here. They immediately stop, turn around, and then go the wrong direction. That is very illegal and not okay. And I have seen probably at least 10 people this morning do that. The north and westbound loops have been closed since Friday, and they'll be continued to close today. As you can see from this video, the bridge is not closed. They're just, you can still walk across it, drive across it. They're just doing some construction on it. Those loops, though, those are the ramps that lead into I-70 to I-35. This time, they're not only repairing parts of the bridge, they're also doing something that includes the environment.
The surveying information just tells us where certain things are located, like drainage. And the soil borings are for future potential projects, potentially replacing some of the bridges in that area.
Okay, so what if you do have to go somewhere maybe near the downtown airport? You just need to take northbound 29 to southbound I-69 if you're coming south from the river. But if you're worried about tomorrow going to work, there is good news. This construction will wrap up around 11:30 tonight. We'll send it back to you, Tom.
Yeah, something to definitely keep in mind if you're driving today. And thanks to the construction, it's been a very quiet weekend on the downtown loop. As you can see here, MoDOT tweeted out this picture saying, quote, "Kind of eerie not seeing vehicles in the downtown loop." Kind of is seeing a picture like that. And MoDOT is making the most of these road closures. They're doing other projects along with the work on Buck O'Neil Bridge. Here's a look at some of the other work MoDOT is doing. You can see workers are drilling, repairing some damaged roadways, and cleaning up some brush along roads. Later this morning, some lucky children will have some milk and cookies with Royals left fielder Alex Gordon. Gordon will be signing autographs in exchange for a donation to Safe Home, which provides services for survivors of domestic violence. The event is this morning at the Village at Mission Farms at Indian Creek Parkway and Mission Road. It runs from 10 to noon. Organizers suggest you dress in warm clothes because there may be a line. Safe Home said some urgent needs are paper towels, bath towels, and twin-sized sheet sets. So a cool event happening there and for a good cause. $350,000 though worth of jewelry stolen in less than 10 minutes. The big name in music who was inside the home when this burglary happened. 9 minutes past the hour on this Sunday morning, Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg was hospitalized Saturday after experiencing chills and a fever. A spokesperson for the court justice says Ginsburg was transferred to Johns Hopkins Hospital in Baltimore for evaluation and treatment of a possible infection. Earlier this month, Ginsburg suffered a stomach bug, and over the summer, she had a surgery for a tumor on her pancreas. Last winter, she had surgery for lung cancer. Ginsburg, who is 86, was absent from arguments earlier this month. A record number of voters have turned out earlier today for Hong Kong's district council elections. This comes after 6 months of anti-government protests that have garnered worldwide attention. Over 1 million people casted their votes in the first 4 hours of voting. That's 24% of total registered voters. Police say rappers Iggy Azalea and her boyfriend Playboi Carti were burglarized last week. More than $350,000 worth of jewelry was taken from their home in Atlanta in less than 10 minutes. Azalea was at home during all this. She told police the burglar entered the home through the back door, which was left unlocked for Carti to come in. The jewelry was in a designer bag left in the dining room. Kind of scary stuff there. Jeff?
It is, and if you need to get out in the yard or put up the holiday lights, today and tomorrow are your days, around 60 degrees, not much wind, and then after this, 3 storm systems are going to make it an interesting rest of the Thanksgiving week, and we'll look at Thanksgiving Day, possibly the most interesting weather day of the week.
We have some breaking news we're following right now. A body has been found along I-435 northbound on the side of the interstate. This is a live view of the scene through our scout cameras. A driver saw the body near Bannister Road this morning. We are working to learn more about what exactly happened, and we'll bring you updates as we learn them. Now to Ryan Marshall with sports.
Good morning, everybody. The K-State Wildcats were rolling along early on in the season, but they have sputtered a bit, losing 2 games in a row. The Wildcats deep in the heart of Texas, trying to get back on track. K-State out at Texas Tech last night picked this one up in the third quarter. Former Fort Osage star quarterback Skylar Thompson finds former Lee Summit West star Phillip Brooks on the touchdown. The Wildcats took a 13-3 lead. Texas Tech retaliated, though. It's SaRodrick Thompson on the 5-yard TD run. The Red Raiders closed the gap to 3. But on the ensuing kickoff, Joshua Youngblood took the ball back the length of the field, 100 yards to the house. K-State handling business in the Lone Star State, and they are not going to get them. The Wildcats took a 20-10 lead. To the fourth quarter we go. K-State puts the final nail in the coffin. It's Thompson finding Shabastin Taylor on the 48-yard touchdown pass. K-State wins this one 30-27. They move to 7-4 on the season. Well, the Mizzou Tigers are in an awful 4-game losing streak right now and are in danger of missing out on a bowl game. They needed a win last night in the worst way. The Tigers, hosting Tennessee out at Faurot Field, picked things up in the second quarter. Mizzou down early, but they changed that quickly with this Kelly Bryant to Tyler Beatty 7-yard TD pass. Tigers led 10-7. Tennessee retaliated. It's Jared Guarantano finding Jawan Jennings. And watch this play as he will break several tackles on his 16-yard TD pass. Mizzou was down 17-10 at halftime. Second half now, the Tigers, well, they went right back to work. Bryant with a little trickeration. The lateral to Michael Wilson, who then throws it to a wide open Tyler Beatty on the 15-yard TD pass. This game all knotted up at 17, but Tennessee kept their foot on the gas. Guarantano finds Marquez Callaway on the 17-yard touchdown pass. Mizzou loses its 5th straight game. Ouch, 24-20. KU traveled to face number 22 Iowa State, jump ahead to the third quarter. Kansas quarterback Carter Stanley finds Puka Williams on this 27-yard TD pass. Then it's Stanley to Stephon Robinson Jr. on this 40-yard TD pass. KU, they led 31-27 in the fourth quarter, but Iowa State would rally. Brock Purdy scores from 5 yards out, and Kansas falls in this one 41-31. Northwest Missouri State hosting Harding in the D2 first round. First quarter, Bearcats quarterback Braden Wright finds Kyle Ronig on the 4-yard TD pass. 7-0 Northwest. The score would stay that way until late in the fourth quarter. Harding's Tristan Tucker scores from 6 yards out. It's a 1-point game, and they go for 2, but can't convert. Northwest Missouri State survives and advances, winning a defensive struggle, 7-6. First round of the D2 playoffs for Central Missouri hosting Indianapolis. Fourth quarter we go. Central Missouri's Brooke Bowles finds Shea Wyatt on a 23-yard touchdown pass. It's 30-19 CMU. It was more from the Mules. Colby Wilkerson scores on the 11-yard TD run. Central Missouri wins 37-27. And Baker falls to Kansas Wesleyan 42-7 in the first round of the NAIA playoffs. Baker's season is over. Well, I remember a certain R&B star telling the world that age ain't nothing but a number. Now, while that means something else, we can apply that to one special woman that continues to excel on the tennis court well into her golden years. If you think only young people play tennis,
I've been blessed with the ability.
You haven't met Pat Wiedenman, and playing her is no laughing matter.
She's still beating a lot of the 30-year-olds, too.
Pat is 90 years old, and she's been playing the game a long time.
I got my first racket when I was about 7 years old, and I didn't have anybody to play with, so I hit against a school building wall with the 2 balls that I had.
Pat's unbelievable, yeah. She's 90. She's been playing 70-plus years. years. It's pretty impressive that, that you're still playing at 90, let alone competitively and win national championships like she does.
Pat competes in the National Senior Women's Tennis Association, and she's built one heck of a resume over the years. She's earned 7 bronze balls, 8 silver balls, and finally a gold ball in 2016.
If you win a gold ball event, that's pretty impressive. You're the top at your age in the entire country. Very hard to do, absolutely, especially at 90 years old.
Additionally, she's a 2009 inductee of the U.S. Tennis Association's Heart of America Hall of Fame. In 2016, she was ranked 2nd nationally in the USTA 85-plus age division. This past October, she competed in the 90-plus age division of the National Senior Tournament in California. She earned a silver ball after losing the doubles championship match in heartbreaking fashion.
2-6, 6-2, 10-7 tiebreaker.
And you look so irritated about
Oh, I am. But we had a great time.
Pat has been a member of the Overland Park Racket Club since 1981 and continues giving back to those that come through their doors. Her words of advice to young tennis players:
Listen to your body, let it heal. Yeah. So you can play until you're 90.
She is so awesome. Congratulations to her, and may she keep playing for another 90 years indeed. That is your look at sports. Have a beautiful day.
Thanks, Ryan. It is a beautiful day out here on our KB Complete Skyview Network. Just a few cirrus clouds. It's really going to be a nice day today and tomorrow. No Chiefs game today. Too bad. It's really nice. 35 degrees. At the moment, a southwest wind at 11 makes it feel like it's in the 20s, so it's cold now. But with abundant sunshine and a southwest wind, we are going to warm up to around 60 degrees. Let's go day by day through this busiest travel week of the year, because there's going to be 3 storm systems that are going to make things a little tricky. Now, this first one we're not counting because it's moving off the New England coast today, so pretty good travel today. Pretty good travel on Monday as well. No big storm systems seen, but some snow popping up in Salt Lake City back into the Pacific Northwest. This is the beginning of the first storm system we are tracking, and on Tuesday, it's going to have some impacts in the middle part of the country. For us, we're on the relatively more tame part of it, where we'll see maybe a little drizzle, a few rain showers, temperatures in the 40s to near 50, but a snowstorm from Denver on Tuesday, moving up towards Omaha and Des Moines, north of Kansas City. If you're traveling on I-35, I-29, or west on 70, keep this in mind on Tuesday and even into Wednesday. Look at Denver, 22 degrees, several inches of snow are possible there, and also up towards Omaha in Des Moines. For us, just a few showers or a little bit of drizzle. And then on Wednesday, you can see all 3 storm systems. The one that we're tracking for Tuesday around here, there's one south of Baja California, and a bigger one on the west coast. This storm on Wednesday that moves by on Tuesday around here could affect Chicago, Detroit, Milwaukee, Cleveland, and then eventually Boston and New York, and even Newark on Wednesday. This storm system is going to ride northward very quickly on Wednesday, so that by midnight Wednesday night it'll be on our doorstep, providing a variety of precipitation from snow in Amarillo to rain in Oklahoma City, only 36 there. We'll be dry Wednesday night, but very quickly by Thursday morning, Thanksgiving morning, it could be snowing. That means it will have snowed on Halloween, on Veterans Day, and Thanksgiving. So will it snow on Christmas, the only holiday anybody really wants it to snow? So we'll see about that one, but it looks like it could snow here. The good news with this system, it's moving very quickly and weakening so that by afternoon it moves off and we transition to a little bit of drizzle, maybe a few snowflakes with temperatures just above freezing. So if we do get some tricky roads in the morning, it'll improve in the afternoon. And for the plaza lighting right now, it's cold with maybe a little bit of drizzle. Then the third storm brings possibly a windy, driven, cold rain on Friday for Black Friday, and then this storm is going to impact Friday, Saturday, and Sunday as it marches east across the country. The main part of the snow with this will stay along and north of I-80. So we don't get a lot of snow out of all this week, but a lot of precipitation. Look at all the precipitation from coast to coast and border to border the next 10 days with temperatures, with rainfall around an inch here. We could use some rain in our area, and over the next 10 days, an inch of rain is quite a bit for this time of year. Snowfall, maybe about an inch, and that would happen on Thanksgiving morning. But look at all the snow forecast the next 10 days. This is a very active weather pattern for a foot possible in Denver. Unbelievable. Today, no snow, 60 degrees, a great day to get out in the yard, put up the lights. 40s this evening, dropping into the 30s overnight. Tomorrow, another day like today, not much wind, another good day to get out in the yard or put up the lights if you haven't done that. And then on the 7-day, Tuesday we get a little bit of rain with that snowstorm possible along I-80 and west on 70. Wednesday's decent. Thanksgiving Day, Friday and Saturday are going to be a little unsettled.
I am really watching it closely because I'm leaving Thursday morning, so I might have to rework.
There might be some delays. It's not a big snowstorm, so it might snow and then change to rain. So hopefully everything will be fine.
I got to go see family, and I know you do too. Thanks for joining us. We're back after the break. If you live in Liberty, the city wants you to conserve water over the next few days. City leaders posted on Facebook, writing a mechanical issue at the water treatment plant will take several days to repair. The post asks people to hold off on unnecessary laundry and long showers. If you live in Liberty, you may notice reduced pressure as well until the fix is complete. Police in Kansas are cracking down on impaired drivers. The Thanksgiving Safe Arrival traffic enforcement campaign begins tomorrow. According to KDOT, the day before Thanksgiving has more impaired-related crashes than any other day of the year. So take note of that. Police will also be looking for people not wearing seatbelts. Get your bikes ready. The Trip the Light Fantastic is tonight in Lee's Summit. This is a 4.5-mile ride through Christmas in the Park in Jackson County. There's almost 200 lighted and animated displays this year. The ride starts tonight at 6, starting in the Frank White Softball Complex parking lot. Helmets and headlights are required. We're back after the break. Half past the hour right now, and we continue to follow some breaking news this morning. A body has been found along I-435 on the side of the interstate northbound. This is a live view of the scene through our scout camera. A driver saw the body near Bannister Road this morning. We have learned the victim is a man. Detectives are on their way to the scene, and we can see some officers already out there. The cause of the death is still under investigation, and we'll keep a close eye on this as it continues to develop. Let's talk about that weather outside, though. Jeff joining me right now. A sunny day ahead for us here.
Yeah, it's going to be a pretty nice day today and tomorrow, and then it's going to get active. So let's take a look right now out on our KB Complete Skyview Network. Absolutely gorgeous there here, looking at downtown Kansas City. Just a few high clouds there on our KB Complete Skyview Network. Beautiful weather, and temperatures are in the 30s. We have a southwest wind across the plains, and that is going to allow temperatures to really warm up today, close to 60 degrees. If you are traveling across the country, mostly pretty quiet, except over in New England, Boston, New York, Washington, D.C., some wind and rain, but this storm is moving out here during the day. Overall, pretty quiet weather. There's a couple little disturbances in the Gulf of Alaska. Those will become bigger storms. Those are 1 and 2 of the storms we're talking about. And this one down here, southwest of Los Angeles, is sitting and waiting to come in on Thanksgiving Day in the middle part of the country, and it will have impacts on our weather. We'll be talking about that here in just a few minutes. But today, 60 degrees, absolutely gorgeous, 54 by noon, 60 by 4 p.m. And then this evening, a clear sky and cool. Temperatures drop to 40 to 45. So beautiful day today, lasts for a day, and then, my goodness, gets quite active. We'll go over the new data in just a few minutes.
We are still waiting to learn more details on a morning homicide in Kansas City. Just after 8:30 yesterday morning, officers were called to East 117th Street near Greenwood Road. First responders took the victim, 49-year-old Lewis Benson, to the hospital with a gunshot wound where he died. Officers took someone into custody when they arrived at the scene. That person was being questioned while officers interviewed witnesses. Driving around downtown Kansas City has been a little tricky this weekend because of a lot of closures, and they will continue to create headaches for one more day. 41 Action News reporter Jordan Betts is live at the bridge with updates on this project. Jordan.
Hey, good morning, Tom. It's causing also a lot of confusion for people because they don't know where to go. But today is the last day. The north and the west loops will be closed. That's more than a dozen ramps, including the ones that you see behind me that were right off the bridge. This is on the south going 35 as well as west. Many people here just keep slamming their brakes, Many people unsure, pulling off to the side of the road, but most people here are going to take Beardsley Road and just keep going straight. But like I said, today will be the last day. Workers have been drilling holes in areas for soil samples on the Buck O'Neill Bridge, as well as doing just a few repairs to the bridge. But what's going to happen, though, at least for today, if you need to go somewhere, let's say near the downtown airport?
If they need to go from the south side to get to the airport, the downtown airport, they would need to stay on I-29 and go back down south on 169. Other than that, I would just suggest going to MoDOT.org and looking at our travel information map.
One other thing that crews are doing is potentially thinking about replacing some of the bridges here. So they're doing some surveys on the bridges here, but this all should be done by 11:30 tonight. So no worries about your commute tomorrow. But I will tell you, there is a lot of confusion down here, Tom. Many people sadly turning around and then going the wrong way, which is very, very dangerous. You definitely don't want to do that this morning. Live in downtown Kansas City, Jordan Betts, 41 Action News.
Yeah, don't do that and plan ahead, folks. After a big vote to restore signs along Paseo Boulevard, members of the community are finding different ways now to honor Martin Luther King Jr. Today, they're cleaning up Martin Luther King Jr. Square Park, located along Swope Parkway and Woodland Avenue. The park was dedicated to King back in 1978. That starts today at 12:30 and goes until 3:30. Today, the Iranian American community of Kansas City will be standing in solidarity with the people in Iran. They're holding a demonstration at the J.C. Nichols Fountain from 2 to 4 today to bring more attention to unrest in the country. According to reports from Amnesty International, at least 106 protesters in 21 different cities of Iran have been killed. The Iranian government has also shut down the internet for over 150 hours. The protests all stem from spikes in gas prices, with prices going up as much as 200%. Goodness. Vice President Mike Pence made an unannounced trip to Iraq yesterday. The visit was meant to reassure U.S. allies in the fight against ISIS after Syrian Kurds suffered a bloody Turkish assault last month following the President Trump-ordered withdrawal of troops. Vice President Pence also celebrated an early Thanksgiving with U.S. troops in the country. We thank all the men and women over there for their service. With the holidays approaching, it's a busy time of year, of course. Doctors are worried that many pregnant women may not be taking the time to care for themselves and their unborn babies. In today's Your Health Matters report, 41 Action News anchor Cynthia Newsome has some important reminders for expectant moms.
The joy of being a parent begins long before the mother gives birth. Prenatal care is critical to the health of mother and baby.
I think every woman, as soon as they find out they're pregnant, needs to contact their doctor.
Dr. Eric Arroyo is an OBGYN at Overland Park Regional Medical Center.
I think it's extremely important that a pregnant woman have regular visits with their doctor to identify any issues that may come up that could affect the outcome of their pregnancy.
You should visit your doctor once a month between weeks 4 and 28 of your pregnancy, then every 2 weeks between weeks 28 and 36. And finally, visit your doctor every week during your final trimester.
I think every woman wants to be as healthy as they can be during their pregnancy, but there are just certain aspects of prenatal care, things, little nuances that we look at. For example, the size of the uterus early, things like this can tell us what the pregnancy will end up being, how the outcome will be, and so little things like that that you may not necessarily detect on your own, that's what we're here for, that's what we're here to help our patients with.
Risk factors signal potential complications for mother and baby.
Something such as simple as being above the age of 35 at the time of birth, has some unique risks associated with it, such as increased risk of genetic issues, increased risk of preeclampsia, and those are things we like to address with our patients and tell them how we'll modify their care to make sure they have the best outcome possible.
Dr. Arroyo said, this time of year during cold and flu season, it's critical for pregnant women to get the flu shot.
All pregnant ladies, if they get the flu, they're at much higher risk to end up hospitalized. Secondary to dehydration, other hormone changes that happen in pregnancy, they're at much greater risk for serious illness for themselves. And also, a good reason to get the flu shot is that we also see some passive immunity that's conferred to the baby even after birth, because we cannot immunize these infants until they're at least 6 months of age. So if they're immunized if the mom is immunized during the pregnancy, that protects the baby, and it of course also protects them from exposure later.
Making life healthier and happier for mother and baby. Cynthia Newsome, 41 Action News.
15 minutes to the hour right now. We are getting down to the countdown to championships for high school football, a very exciting time of the year. 41 Action News sports reporter Ryan Marshall takes a closer look.
Good morning, everybody. We're nearing the end of the high school football season, and teams all over the KC Metro are vying for a state championship. There was plenty of action yesterday in Missouri. It's Raytown hosting Staley in the Missouri Class 5 state quarterfinals. Second quarter, Staley's defense came up big. It's Caleb Taylor on the pick six. The Falcons making big plays. They would continue their defensive dominance against Raytown. This time it was Cade Coons coming up with the interception for Staley. And folks, the Falcons would capitalize on that turnover. It's quarterback Jer Fowler finding Ramon Shelton across the middle on the 45-yard TD pass. Staley wins this one 30-14. Class 6A semifinals, Ray Peck hosting DeSmet. First quarter, DeSmet's Derez Snyder gets the handoff and finds daylight down the sidelines. He goes untouched on his way to the long rushing touchdown. It was more from DeSmet. Quarterback Seth Marcion finds Jacqueline Johnson on the touchdown, and Ray Peck, their season ends. They fall to DeSmet 37-0. Other playoff games across the Metro. Odessa stays undefeated, beating Savannah 53-31 in the Missouri Class 3 state quarterfinals. Lathrop defeats Summit Christian 38-6 in the Missouri Class 2 state quarterfinals. And Mid-Buchanan beats South Harrison 35-8 in the Missouri Class 1 state quarterfinals. The UMKC men's basketball team made the most of their trip to the Bahamas. They beat East Carolina 74-68 in the island of Bahamas showcase for their third straight win overall. They'll now play in the championship game tonight against Liberty at 7 p.m. Rob Whitfield led all scorers with 29 points. Javen White chipped in with 18 points and 11 rebounds. Well, it's not very often we get a chance to meet a world-class athlete in person, let alone in the 12th grade. But Staley High School has one very special young lady walking their hallways.
Most people would take one look at Staley senior Emma Nye and think she's just your ordinary high school student, but never judge a book by its cover. She's one talented and busy student athlete.
Obviously, it's a hefty load, so it's a lot to handle. Yeah, like mentally and physically, like there's just a lot going on. So I'm very, very busy usually, and I just don't have a lot of time.
It's all scheduled out. I mean, there's nothing that happens by chance in our house, whether it's cheer to food to training to everything has a time, everything has its place.
So what takes up so much of her time? Well, for starters, Emma is an Olympic level weightlifter. She competes for Team USA in various international competitions around the world. Get this, she's a 5-time USA weightlifting youth national champion and a 32-time American weightlifting record holder. She's also tops in the US at her age group in weightlifting and top 5 in the world.
I go to the World Championships almost every year when I qualify for them, and it's a very big deal if you qualify for a world team because you're representing Team USA.
She's 5-time national champion. She's lifted for Team USA since 2015. 2 world teams, 3 Pan American teams, and then cheer came into our lives in her junior year of high school.
She's also part of the 3-time state champion Staley competitive cheer team. This year they finished 3rd in the super large division of the Missouri State competitive cheer competition. Emma is one of the team captains and